Welcome back, Film Force fans, to another Wiltshire's review, an honest, in-depth review of the latest films.
Hey, what's up, Film Force fans? It's Jordan Wiltshire here, back with another Wiltshire review. And today I'm going to be talking about the latest biographical film called The First Man, directed by Damein Chazelle and starring Ryan Gosling, Jason Clarke, and Claire Foy, among others. The first thing you should know about this film is not just about Apollo 11, the first man mission to the moon. Okay, this film is about Neil Armstrong's life in the space program and how it affected him and his family, ending just after Apollo 11. Now, we all know how the film ends, but with him landing on the moon, obviously. Okay, spoiler alert. I'm sorry if you don't know that. You've been living under a rock for the past 30 years. But I was very impressed with near the end how they still managed to convey the tension. I was thinking, how are they going to do this? We know what happens. Some of the film, I don't know much about the space race. I know about Apollo 13 and Apollo 11. I don't know anything about the Gemini, the testing for all of Apollo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know about anything like that. So a lot of that stuff that happened surprised me. Whereas this, I know what happens, but they still managed to convey the tension, convey how, dangerous it was at the time. This was the first time they'd ever done it. It hadn't been, and something that Claire Foy's character says, who plays Neil Armstrong's wife, they're just a bunch of boys playing with scrap metal. They weren't. You think rocket science is all this fancy tech that you see in movies. You could see in this, it was something. Like, there's one point when his seat belt wouldn't work, and they just said, oh yeah, there's something trapped, and just pulled it up with a freaking penknife, and the guy's looking like, what, your seatbelt broken and you're fixing it with a penknife? Seriously? And it really conveys how, how out of a depth this was. They were doing stuff with tech that you wouldn't even dream of doing now. It wasn't futuristic tech. This was really basic tech that was doing stuff that it shouldn't have been able to do. Now, Neil Armstrong, Ryan Gosling plays Neil Armstrong. I don't know much about Neil Armstrong. As quite a kept closed character, and you start to understand why he's like that. At first I thought, wow, he's not really acting, but you eventually got it, and really it was a very close-in acting, but really by the end of it, it held so much depth. Jason Clarke is also good as another astronaut. There's a guy playing Buzz Aldrin who appears in a few clips. That is great as well. Overall, I think it is a very long film, and I think it could have been shorter. In some ways, I would have just liked a film focused on Apollo 11. With this focusing on Neil Armstrong's life and his family's life, really made you understand what it was like being an astronaut in the 1960s. Okay? They were just first people doing this. They had no idea what they were doing. It was just testing after testing after testing. And if something went wrong, people died, and then they had to do it more and more and more. And one of the best lines I think in the film, which I think is a real line, are just after Neil Armstrong has escaped narrowly from the crash of the lunar test module, the landing craft that they were using to test landing on a moon. The guy's like, you can't pilot anymore. We can't risk losing you. And what we can't risk the cost. And he was like, it's too late to start talking about the cost now after losing so many other test astronauts. And I thought, wow, he's right. They've already lost so much. What gives him the right not to put his life on the line as well? And I really like that view of it. Now, as I said, it does start off slow, and it took me a while to get into the film. But by the end, I was loving the film. I was really loving it. But it just took a bit too long to get there, I think. Just a bit too long. And so the film does time jumps, going through each sort of big event in Neil Armstrong's life in the NASA space program. Now, overall, I did love this film. The editing was really well done near the end, going to silent when they went on the moon. Just the way the sound was edited, I thought was perfect. And that helped build the tension along with the music and the theme. Everything was done. As I said, it started off a bit slow, but I think the characterization of everyone was on point. I didn't mind Claire Foy's accent. I didn't really notice it, partly because I know she's British, but I heard American. But maybe Americans will hear British. I don't know. And overall, I think this is a film that film lovers will love, but might not be great for the casual moviegoer. I don't see it winning an Oscar. It could be nominated for Best Picture. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Gosling gets nominated for Best Supporting. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Gosling gets nominated for Best Actor, and I would quite like to see Claire Foy get nominated for Best Supporting Actress, because I think she did a really great role in it as his wife. Overall, I'd give this film a 7.5 out of 10. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't go back and watch it in a heartbeat. Like Apollo 13, I love Apollo 13. I'd watch that again straight away. But this was a biographical film. This was a biopic about Neil Armstrong's life, and it did well telling that story. And I think Damein Chazelle might be get nominated again for Best Director. So that is my film. So that is my thoughts on The First Man. Are you going to go see this film? Have you already seen it? Let me know in the comments below what you thought. And until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, do hit that like button or head down to the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for the latest videos. May the Force be with you.